in some form, whether it's bicarbonate of soda or baking soda. So it's used extensively in medicine and in cooking. And I'm going to explain how it works. Now, just to give you some context, we can see here an ear full of wax, but it's fairly deep and it's smeared up against the eardrum. So what's happened here is that this patient has used one of those rubber bulbs that you can buy from pharmacies or online. So they look like little douches, basically. And what this patient has done is he's filled the bulb with water, he's douched his ear, and that's kind of pushed down all the wax up against the drum, causing hearing loss and fullness of the ear. And this is really more a case for irrigation, professionally removing the earwax by pulsing water into the ear canal. But the patient actively declined that. They wanted nothing to do with any kind of injection method of water into the ear canal because he had such a bad experience with this little douche. So we're going to suction it away. And you can see lots of adherences on the eardrum, which is a pale grey bluish colour. So what we're going to do is use sodium bicarb drops to help me remove some of this debris. And it's not going to be perfect, but what we want to do is remove enough debris such that we can resolve the hearing loss issue. Now, the way that sodium bicarb drops work, well, the way that sodium bicarb works in general is that it will more often than not release carbon dioxide as part of the reaction. So it depends on what you combine it with. So if, for example, you use it in cooking or baking, I should say, then you're releasing that carbon dioxide through heat. So for example, if you heat it up to around about 80 degrees Celsius or so, then you'll get the formation of carbon dioxide, which is a gas obviously, so those bubbles will lead to kind of a leavening of the cake that you're making. You'll also get water and sodium carbonate, which is similar to sodium bicarb. If you combine it with an acid, so for example, if you have heartburn and you use sodium bicarb as an antacid solution, so you can buy things from a pharmacy which you can drink, which will calm your heartburn down. Those drinkable solutions often contain sodium bicarbonate. And what will happen there is the reaction will be the formation of carbon dioxide gas, again, water, and salt or sodium chloride, because the acid in your stomach is hydrochloric acid, so that's where it comes from. So you can see I'm applying the sodium bicarb here. And what we'll try and do is get an underwater shot so you can see this reaction happening. But the theory is that, this kind of mechanical fizzing, this bubbling of the carbon dioxide will kind of loosen up debris and things like that, which it does to an extent. I mean, I'm not really sure how effective it is, but I needed something here, and olive oil wouldn't have really helped me. But the other, mechanical action that's going on here is that, earwax is 40 to 60% dead skin, and sodium bicarb eardrops are water-based. So that dead skin will absorb some of that water and start breaking apart. So you can call that hydrolyzing the dead skin or hydrolyzing the earwax, helping it break down. So I've just sucked away all the excess, and you can see just a lot of debris in this recess here. So I'm just pulling all this away. And the eardrum, what's looking not exactly pretty, it's starting to look better. And, by the end of the procedure, again, it doesn't look pretty, but the patient's symptoms are markedly improved. The other reason that I want to use the sodium bicarb here is to try and use this kind of fisheye effect where I can see round the corner right into the recess.